So it's indeed a pleasure to be with everyone this evening, to listen to my fellow speakers, and to talk to you all about a subject which is very personal and very close to me. So, change is indeed, as mentioned earlier, the only constant in life. Now, the part which uh, is obvious with people is that some people, it may be very minor, it may be barely visible, but with some people, it really gets amplified and it's very visible, and you think that they're almost leading multiple lives. I think I've also been blessed that way. So I've faced challenges, I've got opportunities. All in all, it's been a wonderful journey. So today, I'd like to share with you 4 stories from 4 different phases of my life. What I took from each stage, maybe I would share with you what I left back. And then I would like to share with you 3 lessons from these 4 stories that I will take you through. And then I'll try to answer the question, what's in it for you? So let me start with the first story. For my first story, I go back to the time when I decided to study hotel management. So I figured out early enough that the right way to have a more peaceful childhood is to have a brighter sibling, so that the weight of expectations is carried by them, and you can have a little more peaceful life. But that's on a lighter note. I'm talking about a time when, if you were serious, if you were intelligent, you either had to aspire to be a doctor or be an engineer. I didn't want to do either. I also didn't want to go to a regular college. So I decided to study hotel management. So that was my motivation, as simple as that. Now, most people go to hotel school and learn how to handle, manage properties, run resorts, run hotels. I don't think I learned that. What I did learn was looking at people around me, observing them closely, and learning from them. So that was my first takeaway. My second takeaway was looking at freedom and independence, because let's be honest, it was a big motivation for me also, because I was stepping out of my house. So I was looking forward to the independence, the freedom that it would give me. The realization that I got was it's actually a big responsibility. You can be responsible, use the freedom and independence responsibly, and make the most of what you have around you. Your interaction with your studies, your interaction with your peer group, your interaction with your teachers, so you can make the most of it, or you can just, go about things as you can. So those were my 2 key takeaways from that phase. I never did work in a hotel for an extended period of time. That was left behind. So now let me talk to you about the second phase of my life. I decided to pick up the sport of bodybuilding. Now, mind you, this is also at a time when it was a rare, odd sport in India, barely followed by people, not like today when you have gyms around the corner. In those days, there were probably 2, at the most 3 gyms in the entire city. So it was an exercise even to get to the gym. The gyms were run down places with, at times, rabid dogs or crazy people working out. But there were lots of weights, lots of things to do. And if you were serious about it, if you were, enjoyed it, you could have a wonderful time. So I spent a lot of time in the gym. I worked out seriously. I took it very seriously. I focused a lot. In fact, I went and took part in a competition as well, which I won. And that was the last time I ever competed in a bodybuilding competition. But the discipline, the focus, just a single-minded pursuit of a goal, keeping personal goals, that focus has stayed with me. Fitness as a lifestyle has stayed with me. So there were 2 takeaways which I took from this phase as well. That brings me to my third phase. I decided to join the world of airlines. Probably at that time also it was with fuzzy notions like you don't want to work in hotels because the salaries are not too high. And private airlines were just starting in India. So the first airline that I joined was Jet Airways. And I joined in the in-flight services department. And my father looked at the contract and he was a little worried because he saw that the retirement age, it said, was 35 years. Now, and he asked me the question. So I told him, well, I think I would want to give it a shot. It gives me about 10, 12 years or 13 years. And I think I should be able to find my way around in that. 9 years later, I was the youngest head of department in Kingfisher Airlines when it was launched. And another 9 years later, I was the commercial director of AirAsia India, and we launched the airline in India. So My takeaway from this was it's okay to have big goals, even if you're not really clear about what you're trying to do or how you'll get there. If you keep your focus, aim high enough, you'll get there. You know, you can just pursue it and you'll get there. Maybe it looks like a story that everything was positive, 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 but it wasn't like that. I spent 8 years at Kingfisher Airlines. The first 6 years were great growth. We did a lot of good things. It's a brand which people still remember. The last 2 years were lessons in about how you learn an airline, how you run an airline without any money. You know, it's an education which no business school can probably give you. What we didn't realize at that time was that we would be paying for that education with our salaries, but that's a story for another time. I think the takeaway from that was you will have highs and you will have lows as well. So you got to take the highs, you got to take the lows. And that was my takeaway from that phase. I think what was important also was during that period was I also learned the value of enabling people, the teams that I built, how I could contribute to them. And that became one of the key things that I've always looked to do. How can you add value to others? How can you develop others? So those are my, in fact, 3 takeaways from that time. I could have then spent a lifetime in airlines only and continued with that. But I had spent about 20 years with airlines and I started thinking I needed a new challenge. And that was when financial services reached out. So financial services, as Ananya mentioned, are one of the largest conglomerates in India. They were looking to launch a mother brand strategy. And along with the mother brand strategy, the mandate was one brand, one experience. And they were looking for somebody to drive this agenda, to drive this mandate. So, of course, the first thing I learned when I joined financial services was it's a lot easier to earn money from money than to launch an airline and make money. But that's one of the lessons which I think I should remember. I think the key part which I learned, or my key takeaway from the last 5 years, has been only when you step out of your comfort zone, you realize how much more you can do. Sometimes it takes an outsider. It takes what could be construed as an outsider to be the catalyst for change. So it's been a wonderful 5 years where I've been able to contribute, where I've been acknowledged for the difference that I've been able to make. And indeed, it's been a fabulous journey. So those are the 4 kind of very different stages, very different pursuits that I shared with you. There were takeaways from each, and there are things that I have kind of left behind. Which brings me to the 3 lessons that I would like to share with you. Now, the first lesson is, like I said, change. Change is inevitable. Dr. Lulla also mentioned in the initial opening, the effect of change or the value of change or the opportunity in change. Absolutely. Change is inevitable. Sometimes we lead change, sometimes we create that change, and sometimes change just hits us and we have to adapt to it. So my advice to you would be, lead the change. Even when things seem all right, challenge yourself, change things around, become better. That's the first advice and the lesson. The second, resilience and perseverance. It pays off. Things may not always appear very clear when you're starting out, but if you're clear in your goals, if you're clear in what you want to do, what you want to achieve, pursue it, and you'll get there. When I look back at my career as well, I realized that often it wasn't a case of me being the natural selection for the position or for the responsibility. I think I got there because I wanted it a little more and I tried a little harder. Those 2 always trump just the opportunity or potential or just talent. So I would give that as the second learning. Always, if you want it well enough, aim for it and try a little harder. And that brings me to the third lesson, which is what we talked about specifically and which is kind of the consolidation of what we've been talking about this evening. Control, Alt, Delete. Change is inevitable. Challenges are inevitable. Opportunities sometimes will come on your way, sometimes have to be created. Your ability to keep reinventing yourself, to be always constantly looking to be better than what you were, is what will equip you to take advantage of these. Look at it from even a computer's perspective. Let go of the slow programs. Let go of things which are making the system hang. Take what is good and add more. Keep looking for more. So that's the third part, or how it kind of correlates or connects and I think ties up with the entire thing. Now let me try and answer what I said about what's in it for you. Like we talked right in the beginning, and Dr. Lola also said, what a massive change we are going through. 6 months ago, or even as recent as 4 months ago, no one could have imagined the change that we are going through. To just give you a context, this is probably the biggest disruption we have seen since the Second World War. At this scale, at this magnitude, the number of people it has affected. And I must say, I respect you and admire you, class of 21 and 22, because you are at this critical juncture in your life and you're going through such a period of overall change. So I think there is also, kudos to the teachers and the parents who have worked along with you and made it possible. And hats off to all of you. And I see how you have worked and you have made it possible. It's indeed something which all of us are struggling with. And I think it's important to understand. And I think that's what puts pressure on the parents and the teachers as well, because we are all looking for answers. I think your ability to adapt, your ability to create these new worlds will open up possibilities which never existed, which couldn't even have been imagined. And I think that's the belief on the school. And I think that's where I think you guys have done well. I see how Ananya has also adapted. So I think, it's indeed admirable how you guys have managed this whole change. I thought I should add one more part to it, especially to the class of 21 and 22. While this change is unprecedented and we hope will not be repeated next year, in your lives, you will, in the next 2 years, again go through a personal significant change. Because guess what? Right now, you're in the sheltered environment of your school and you guys are the senior or the second most senior most in the entire school. Guess what? 1 or 2 years later, you would once again start college, you will be the junior most again, and it will be restart, which will be inevitable. But guess what? Remember your friend, Control Alt Delete. Your ability to reinvent yourself, your ability to keep looking for the best you, for the better you, for always seeking to better yourself, will make sure that the road will be clear and you'll do well. So that's what my message would be, and that's what my advice will be. Here's to keep looking the best of you. All the best. Thank you.